What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. So for those that can't tune in live, I do apologize for the inconvenience of going live right now. I know a lot of you guys are watching the State of the Union address live stream that, what is it? Just, I guess it's not necessarily a live stream. It's more just of a, you guys know what you guys are watching. So I just wanted to quickly cover in about 5 to 7 minutes about this pattern that I've been noticing. We've talked about it time after time when it came down to the overall pattern for gold-based ETFs. So it's ones that we've been watching for quite a while, and I wanted to cover it as quick as possible just to keep you guys up to date for this upcoming week. Today's Tuesday, and we still have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to be able to take advantage of these opportunities for this week. But also, I wanted to see how this can play out for being able to successfully trade these ETFs for this upcoming month of February. So one of the first things that I want to make sure that you guys focus on is that you guys don't trade based on any of these suggestions or stocks or ETFs that I talk about today. That's the first recommendation that I can have for you. The second one is always have a plan when investing. Make sure that you understand where it is that you're buying, where it is that you're selling, and where it is that you're going to be cutting losses if the stock or ETF does not play out according to plan. And then the last thing is have a general understanding of what it is that you are taking a position on and the risk involved. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kind of get straight to it. So I want to thank all those that are tuning in live. I just don't have much time because I want to cut this live stream pretty quick. I don't have much time to say what's up. So what's up, everyone? Hopefully you guys can see your name in the live stream. I'm going to minimize my screen a little bit. Go to the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm going to make myself this small, and let's get right to it. So one of the top ones. So let's go ahead and talk about the pattern. So for DUST, this is the inverse of NUGT. So NUGT has been actively trending up ever since that bounce that it had at about $24, which is its previous support that it's had before at around $26. Do you see the support that it's had here? And do you see how it did go a little bit below $26? Again, supports are just psychological price points where they're known to bounce. It doesn't mean exactly that it has to bounce there. And that's why it's so important to wait for the confirmation. And a lot of our traders did just that. They waited for the confirmation on the 180-day chart for the break above the EMA and then the break above $26. It started actively trending up, and then it did not actually hit a resistance to anywhere from around $33 to $34. Not getting too much into it, what really happened was it hit a resistance at around $38, and it started actively trending down. So if you look at the overall EMA on the 180-day EMA chart, the candles are now trending down, and there is going to be somewhat of a support here around $30 to $31. But as long as we continue to break these patterns or break these support lines, then it should be heading towards around $26. Now the inverse of this, the ones that I want to focus on that are actively trending up, are these. So this is DUST. So you know how NUGT had that support at around $30 to $31. Well, this one has a resistance at around $22.50 to $23. Do you see this resistance that it has here? And we call this one out perfectly. So the reason that I was able to kind of understand that there was going to be a resistance here was because it had a previous support here at around $22 to $23 when it was trending down. So again, old support levels becoming new resistance levels. That makes sense. So now what I'm going to be looking at is for there to be a break above $23 for this thing to continue that overall uptrend pattern. And then that would validate that, hey, DUST not only has covered the bounce, based on previous supports from around $20, bouncing again around 20. So from 20 to all the way up to $23, which is a little bit over 10%. So it's about 15% growth that, DUST has already covered just, within the past 2 days alone. So if you look at the past 2 days, if I'm not mistaken, it has pulled back. Let's see, it's pulled back to about lows of 2050. So since Friday, that's when it was at the support at around $20, and that's when it actively started trending up. It did some consolidation and then started trending up. Now we just want to make sure that it continues this pattern. So keep a close eye for the resistance at $23, and if we get that break above $23, then we can see the next, based off previous patterns. So let me zoom out a little bit. As you can see, the previous resistance was around $28. So from $23 all the way up to $28, that's a $5 margin. When it comes down to percentage growth, that's about a little bit over 20%, so about 21.9. So if you put that into correlation of investing about, let's say, $10,000, that would be about a $2,100 to almost $2,200 return. So now moving on forward to the next ETF. Where is it? It's actually not here, but it's JDST, so, or it is there, it's actually just a little bit further below. So this is the same pattern overall, double support here. It started actively trending up. So you pick whichever one you see the most value in. There's so many different ETFs out there. You can simply Google inverse ETFs or gold-based ETFs, and they will compile a list of bull and bear ETFs, and you can see which one makes the most sense for you. But as you can see, similar to the pattern on DUST, instead of having that double top at around $22 to $23, JDST has a double top at $55, as you can see with the resistance here and the resistance here, and you can see my alerts are set there. I think that JDST has a little bit more of a consistent pattern, and that's why I see a little bit more value in this one. So from around $55 to about $60, it still offers about 8.8% potential for profit, and then the overall resistance at around $75 covers a little bit over 35%. So just simply wanted to talk about two gold-based ETFs that are actively trending up. And for those that don't know the inverse ETF, so what that means is it mirrors. So if JDST goes up, the inverse ETF goes down, and when the inverse ETF goes down up, then the JDST goes up. The inverse ETF is JNEG. For those that aren't familiar with these patterns, there's so many different. There's another ETF that is DNR, and if I'm not mistaken, the inverse of this is like DRV. There we go. Yeah, so this one has a double top here, as you can see, at 1250. But if we look at DRN, then we can see that there's a double bottom here at around $18. I find these ETFs very simple to play. I really like investing in them, especially the ones with very horizontal patterns. So I just hope that you guys now have a better understanding, or at least some stocks or ETFs to kind of look forward to for the month of February. A lot of people have a goal of about 10 to 20% growth for the overall month. And how amazing would that be to only have to take one trade and for it to be able to cover that? So make sure that you pick the top ETF or stock for this month. This is just an example on my breakdown, and I hope that you guys now have a better understanding when it comes down to investing in stocks that are actively trending up and patterns that you understand, and you understand the risk involved. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was the natural gas futures. Because of everything that's going on right now, as you can see, it got rejected by the 180-day EMA. So you can see that it's still actively trending down. This is a very good sign for the ETF DGAS, as DGAS is approaching the support at around $17 to $18. We would most likely expect, if natural gas continues to trend down, by tomorrow morning, we should see DGAS actually open in the green. And by in the green, I mean anything above $20. So this could be really great for all those that have been trying to swing trade DGAS. But again, one of the most important factors when swing trading is actually waiting for that full-on confirmation of that uptrend pattern that like JDST and DUST have now presented. So again, you do your own breakdown to make sure that you do your own due diligence and that you pick up the top stocks that you see the most value in. So I don't want to take too much of your guys' time, and let me go ahead and just close it out here. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in live. I know that you guys all have a couple questions. So I know that you guys have a couple questions right now. For those that don't know, we do have a free group. It's linked down below. It's called it's linked as free group. So it's called Technical Solutions. We have now a little bit over 79,000 members with both our Facebook group and our private group chats. So for those that would like to join, I would like to encourage you to click that link. If you like surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, then this is definitely going to be the best group for you. If you don't, then I 100% understand why you wouldn't want to do it. I get it. So no force there. And then for all those that like the way that I break things down and would like to work with me on a daily basis, click the first link in the description. It will talk to you about my A to Z video lesson library and how you will gain the ability to work with me, Monday through Friday. And I speak to you and the entire Learn, Plan, Profit team as we talk about the different, both day trades and swing trades that we see value in for the day. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment them down below. But if you want my response 100%, then please direct message me within the Technical Solutions Discord group chat. So continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives in your success. And like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.